Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. The podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at DocSimmons17. I am joined today by two very handsome men. I'm gonna give the hot tag to my partner. Why don't you introduce yourself, brother?
Yes, sir. Zach Hendricks. Find me on all social medias at Z Hendricks Brand minus Facebook. Don't know what's going on with that right now. And Country Air Official for Facebook and Instagram, and Country Air Brand on Twitter. Pass it off to the official of the podcast.
Hey everybody, I'm Perch, Ref Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, # for the Ref Brand, and Waffles Take It Home podcast.
Yes. And there was plenty of waffles this weekend. This will probably be a good show because I don't think we can talk about much that happened this weekend.
Not really.
We can certainly talk about that plate full of chicken and waffles and a nice cup of coffee at the local IHOP.
Yes,
it was a wonderful experience.
For the fans, Perch has just recently discovered chicken and waffles. It has been a holy spiritual experience for him.
Taking the best of all worlds.
Yes. So yeah, this is actually more than likely going to be probably our shortest episode because we really can't talk about much.
We're taking it home right now. Just kidding.
Yeah. But we'll start how we always start. Percival, why don't you let them know the banger of the week?
Oh man, this week's banger of the week. This one hit me today, and it really kind of, it had me feeling good, feeling right. Summer day, very hot summer. But the song that cooled me down, made me feel good. It was The Killers. Jenny was a friend of mine from their first CD. They've got a new CD coming out next month, and I'm stoked. But this one goes back to their first CD. So really good tune, great track. Someone at work was bumping it. So again, it's not every day that I hear someone else liking The Killers. So if I can spread a little bit of love along here and have someone else reciprocate it, it's out of this world.
I think I have yet to meet somebody who doesn't like The Killers. They just might not openly speak about it.
Oh, sure. It's a good band with a lot of CDs, and there's many who know them by just a couple songs. It's all good, but there's those who really appreciate The Killers.
That's who Perch wants to be friends with. Those who really appreciate The Killers.
The good crew. It's like every once in a while.
Okay, all right. Can't go wrong with Killers. But let's go with what else you can't go wrong with. Let's talk about what we've been watching this week. Busy week for all of us. So very intrigued to hear what we've been watching. Why don't we start with Zach?
Yes, sir. So watching a little bit of Impact, mostly old school Impact. Really been watching the Motor City Machine Guns tag matches. They're great matches with Generation Me, aka the Young Bucks, Team 3D, or the Dudley Boys. They actually had a match where they went 1-on-1 for the X Division title, 19 minutes, but it was great. The finish was, I enjoyed the way the finish. They made them both stay strong, even though one had to go over the other. Just mostly a lot of tag wrestling, and that's about it. I think maybe it's AEW Dark and Elevation, of course, but mainly probably Motor City Machine Gun tag wrestling.
We do. Perch, what have you been watching, sir?
Man, we had ourselves a Texas death match for the NJPW North American or the U.S. Championship.
Yep.
And that was awesome with John Moxley and the Murder Hawk Monster. Haven't seen the Murder Hawk Monster a week previous. Murder Frank the Clown in Chicago. He was coming in primed and ready to go.
Running from the cops.
Yep, still on the lamb. But no, I really like that match. It was great. Seeing Moxley go out, you know, he's gonna die trying if anything gets him. But that was a good story that had me hanging on every step of the way.
Good.
And then I've really just been doing a lot of tape study of my own, different promotions, um, doing wonders with the screen recording, and the newly figured out tool. So been going through a lot of shows, freelance shows from previous AAW as well. Um, some clips from Warrior Wrestling in that the match with Aramis against Daga is one that I've gone back and watched a few times this week. So studying and learning and trying to get better.
Yes, sir. Myself, yep, watched that U.S. title match last week. Very happy that Lance went over. I love Mox, but I'm probably actually more of a Lance Archer fan. Watched most of the Impact pay-per-view from last weekend. I mean, it's pretty solid. I think that Ultimate X match probably stands out the most. I still have the main event to get to. I know about what happens afterwards, but still just going to enjoy it for what it is. And like the rest of my compatriots, mostly tape studying. A lot of self-study, going back, watching old matches, seeing what I can expand on. I think we're just all at the level where we know kind of where we want to go, and we're all trying to focus on getting better.
True that. Trying to get better every step of the way.
Yep.
And that focusing and finding out ways that we can improve.
Yep.
Comes with putting in the homework.
Yep, we're all in a very introspective mood lately.
And speaking of looking back, I just remembered one other thing from the week, and that was the promo when Andrade came out and and Death came out and answered. Seeing that crew in full effect with the interpreter. So, it's still a triangle, but +1.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite crews in wrestling right now. Good old Death Triangle.
Yeah, that was good. Good to see Chavo. I'm a fan of Chavo. I know people don't necessarily like Chavo. I like Chavo.
Yeah, I got to see him in person for Bloodsport in WrestleMania weekend, and he was in great shape, and that was the closest I'd been to him. So knew that he was around wrestling, and still, oh my God, this guy's got a lot to give. You could feel the energy and feel the presence from the crowd when a guy like Chavo Guerrero, who's in great shape, is out there giving it. So the fact that he's on TV now, that caught me by surprise. That was awesome, and the crowd reacted just how they should.
I mean, yeah, he's still doing a lot for wrestling. Like, he is mostly doing like all the TV shows basically the past like 3-4 years that have had wrestling in it. Chavo has produced the wrestling parts of it.
Okay.
So he's kind of been that voice of real wrestling in Hollywood lately, whether it was Glow. I'm pretty sure he's doing Young Rock as well. I don't know if he's on the Stephen Amell, the Heels show that's about to come out. I'm not sure if he's on that, but I at least know he did Glow, and I'm pretty sure he did Young Rock. So always a way to give back to wrestling.
Yeah, he's got a lot to give. That's awesome.
Yep. All right. And with that, we'll probably move into our shortest segment of the night and what we did this past weekend. I guess me and Zach can start because we have a Friday that we can talk about. So why don't you talk about it, Zach?
Sure. Friday we were at Frozen Tundra. out in Watertown. Had a tag team match. We got to go up against a new tag team called the Fourth Ring, the team of Salem Crane and Skits. Something exciting like when you see guys who are actually want to do tag team wrestling, especially in the good old state of Wisconsin. So we love competition. That match went very well. And of course, Yo Mama's Favorites came on top with a little bit of Air Buddies. What do you think, Doc?
Yeah, it was good. It was the Country Air debut at Frozen Tundra. Very happy with it. Good to see a nice, some new tag teams pop up here in the Wisconsin area. Yes, we got a very strong win on the Fourth Ring, but I think, this is their first time tagging. I can see them definitely becoming a danger down the way. So all the fans out there, keep a lookout for them. Skits and Salem Crane. All right. And then Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, we continued on Saturday, Sunday. We made our way down to Freelance Underground for some TV tapings. Not much we can talk about. We can say there was a lot of learning. It was a big learning experience for us. It was definitely a new environment, something like that we are not fully used to yet, but definitely want to get to the norm and make that something we're used to. A lot of good notes taken, a lot of good things to work on these upcoming months. You never know when we'll get another opportunity. Hopefully we do. And when it does come, like we want to put out, show out, and like represent the state of Wisconsin, the town of Milwaukee, really strong. So like just a lot of stuff we're gonna take and start using it moving forward, and hopefully like we can continue to grow and earn the opportunities we have been getting.
Yeah. Anything you want to say, Perch, about it?
Oh man, had a wonderful weekend. It was a good time heading down for some TV tapings for Freelance Underground. The first day I did a full card, full slew of matches. All they're going to be airing, I think, in a couple weeks on Thursday night on IWTV.
2 weeks. So the first Thursday in August.
First Thursday in August. It was myself and ref Jeremy T as the referees on crew. So throughout the weekend, we both had really a handful of matches, a lot, and a lot of great talent from all over the country came in for the TV tapings. So it's going to be some great promos in there too that I'm sure we all had some part to do with. It's going to be fun to see how it works.
Mostly just getting out of the way. I felt like I was always in the way of those promos.
I literally walked out, and every time I walked out, they're like, "Stop promo." And I'm like, "Oh, definitely, yeah, I agree."
It was just a great learning environment, though. Like you guys said, a lot of people that we have worked with in the past, and a handful of new people too, and a lot of people who I aspire to work up to. So a great time to be surrounded by that much passion for pro wrestling this weekend. Really had a blast.
Yep. Just want to say thank you to Freelance Underground, James and Caleb, for having us out this weekend. It was very exciting, like everybody has said. Great learning experience. The Country Boys did come out and put on. Shout out to Jack and Tick for always getting the Milwaukee and ICW chants going for the Take It Home podcast when we're in their area. Always appreciate it. Those are, great fans.
Always.
Shout out to Church Street Brewing for hosting us for the weekend. Great place. Awesome pretzels. Me and Zach underestimated how big the pretzels were going to be.
Should have ordered one.
Yep.
Sure.
They were a very good weekend. As far as, Country Air, all new matchups. So definitely be on the look for that when it premieres that first Thursday in August, which I think is next week.
I want to do one quick shout out to a tag team. Like one day we hope to lock up with a PME Philly Merino Express. These guys, we gave them a shout out a few weeks back about how like we do like eventually want to have that match with them, and they recognized us and like watched our tag match, and right after the match we're like right there talking with me, and like so much knowledge. Like these guys have been tagging for 6 years. Really, like just a lot of respect. Like we didn't know each other. Like before we gave them the shout out, like they really didn't know us. So it's just like nice.
Like they had been through ICW, but
They were there before Country Air was even a thing. So
yeah,
just having them come and like pull me aside and like literally like just talk to me. Maybe Doc was there. I'm not sure. Were you there, Doc?
I was not there.
Doc was doing the greatest heavyweight of all time things, but really pulling me aside and like giving me so much knowledge and like so much encouragement. And again, like we didn't talk. Like they had their own things to worry about, but just huge shout out to them.
I wasn't with you because I guess I'll go ahead and give a shout out to this person. I'll give a shout out to Rough Crossing. Was talking a lot with Ruff over the weekend, getting some knowledge and just shooting shit back and forth. So shout out to him. I feel like that's probably all we can talk about.
That's about it.
Yeah. So like I said, this is going to be one of the shorter episodes just for how the weekend played out. But be sure to follow Freelance Underground on all the social medias and be on the lookout for when those phase in, I believe is going to be the name of the series, starts airing on IWTV next week, next Thursday.
Yes, sir. Also, congrats to Team ICW for defeating that Rose Dynasty and securing the Insane 8.
Yes. So shout out to ICW. Looked like they had a banger of a weekend this past weekend. Of course, always sad to miss home. But other responsibilities come up. But Insane 8 looks like it's going to be a banger. Really excited for that one next month. And Jack and Tick will be there. So we'll get to see them again, and that'll be fun. But with that, we can go ahead and move on to the question I posed to the group. Most of us, all three of us here, watch AEW. There are the Trials of Jericho going on, and we know this week he's got former GCW heavyweight champion Nick Gage in a death match. So I pose the question, what should be the next 3 trials of Jericho? I will go first. I'll kind of get fancy with this. So the first trial should be the Trial of Fire. And because I know we've seen him afterwards, but I'm going to pretend that didn't happen. It should be him versus The Fiend in an Inferno match, since the last time we saw The Fiend really was in that Inferno match. I know that really can't happen because that's how contracts work, but I would like to see that. My second one, which can work, but won't work probably because of health reasons, would be the Trial of Iron, and that would be my man Shibata in a never open match. I would love that. I know Shibata's been out, but if you saw the post, my man attacked Kenta the other night, and it was awesome. Big Shibata fan over here. Would love to see him. And when you see people like Edge coming back, it just kind of fills you with hope that maybe this man will come back.
Has Shibata, has he done a couple of run-ins on some guys over the years?
He's been beat up. He took the one bump when he came back, but this was probably the most he's done.
For sure.
And then the last one, which is more realistic, I guess, and I think would be really dope if they did it, would be the Trial of Friendship. And that would be a loser leaves AEW match against Sammy G.
Ooh, to pit it against him.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, completely stole this idea from a post like when this first started happening, and somebody suggested, "Ooh, it would be dope if the 5 trials were all 5 members of the inner circle."
Oh,
But
that would be heartbreaking.
yeah,
At the
yeah, that would have been great. But I think, if we can't have that, let's up the stakes, make it a loser leave AEW match against the Spanish sex god that is Sammy G, his best friend and protege.
Hell yeah, that's a good set. It's a good set of stipulations right there.
So just a little marking me, little logical booking, a little bit of everything all around.
Yeah, I like it.
Let's go with what you got, Perch.
So the first one, and I like how they're setting these up too. It's great. Leaves you wondering what's happening next. So, first one I would have would be Jericho.
You don't have
The
to get
man
as into it as I did and make it biblical.
would be the man of 1,001 holds against Dean Malenko, the man of 1,000 holds, in a submissions match. They would put him in. Like, you would be against your foe and your next opponent right here. You got to face your past to get to your future.
Yeah. I bet
and I feel
go.
I feel Malenko could still go for sure, and especially tying someone up into a pretzel.
Yeah.
Do a couple of good promo videos and believe that Malenko's got a great chance to win. So that was a first one that came to mind. Would be we'll get those guys in there.
All right.
Next would be a match that we've seen before, and I think it's awesome. I think it would fit in here. It would be against Wardlow in a steel cage.
Okay.
I'm a big fan. That match he had against Cody was sweet. And Cody ended up hitting that moonsault, but that beast of a man with Wardlow, an up and comer. I don't know him outside of AEW. I think from the Midwest.
What I knew of him before was mostly like Pennsylvania and West Virginia, like that area.
Okay.
So like that kind of Midwest, but still kind of further east.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But on TV, he's a beast in the cage. I love it. So I like that MJF's got that ability, and just like he can build a Kane synonymous with Hell in a Cell or Undertaker. I like Wardlow in a steel cage in MJF's back pocket to play. And then the final one would be the end all, and it would be Jericho in a lion tamer match against a legit lion. Inspired
when is with a lion tamer.
Inspired by an action figure I had back in had to have been the late 90s, where it was Jericho as the lion tamer, and it came with a whip and a stool and a lion, and like Goldberg had a jackhammer one. It was like they're real. Bret Hart had a sharpshooter one, but the intrigue of Jericho actually taming a lion inside the ring would be the final, tribulation. the final round.
All right.
I don't know how I'm gonna follow that. So.
When I was doing some research, I looked up in the room upstairs and I saw a Jericho poster still on the wall from like 99 WCW. So he's been there for our whole lives. Or he's been there, for my whole wrestling life. Love that he's still relevant.
He's the man, timeless. We're about to see the Painmaker in a couple days.
Oh, so excited.
All right. Okay, Zach. Try to follow that up.
Yeah, I got it's not gonna be as good as Perch, so you guys can skip these next 2 minutes. But my trial, I guess, because Jericho's a man who's done it all, so maybe I'd like to see him like in an X Division style match, Ultimate X.
Okay.
Like against another former Canadian, the guy who's pretty much putting down the X Division, Josh Alexander.
All right.
Just because I think like all the other X divisions, like it'd be fun, but like I think like Alexander and him would have a good banger of a match.
Alexander's hot right now.
Yes, sir. I would do a pure rule style match, but I'd bring up another indie star, and like a guy who's like a big name on the indies, just to let him like because the obvious choice is Jonathan Gresham, but if they're not doing like AEW with Ring of Honor,
Yeah,
I'd bring up a
that door isn't open yet.
that door has not been opened, so if that door's still closed, I'd have Lee Moriarty come out because I think Lee Moriarty's style fits the pure rules.
Oh, definitely.
So that would be a fun one to watch. No, the last one was like I have like two ideas. One that's not going to happen, but like obviously the battle of the greatest blonde, the trials of the greatest blonde long hair wrestlers ever, Jericho and Triple H.
Oh,
Or
I'm going to say Zach Hendricks, but yeah, I guess Triple H fits that bill too.
I'm not there yet, but I appreciate it. Or do we see Jericho like in another Money in the Bank match, the match he created, and hopefully he can finally win one? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess we'll just go with Jericho and the game.
Jericho and game. All right. Can't go
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, you can't really beat the Lion Tamer or even like the first one, match of 1,000 holds. Like,
Yep. Dean Malenko.
yeah.
Yeah, like I would love it if that was just like a race to see who can put in 1,000
10-minute clock. Whoever gets the most holds in 10 minutes wins.
Yeah.
Like the hot dog eating contest.
Yeah. Like, I'd be down with that.
Honestly, that's the case. We'll have a trial run where we pick our best podcaster who I can put down some waffles, and we know who that is. Take on Jericho in a waffle eating contest. Put my money in the one-man riot squad.
Definitely do that.
I would do Perch, but I know Perch enjoys the waffles. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, he savors them. He's not gonna eat them that fast.
Oh, my win-loss record is I get KO'd by him just about every time. I don't go to a decision. I got a loss record to the waffles. They put me out every time in a good way.
Okay. And with that, I think we can move on to what we got coming up this weekend. This will be a fun one, boys. Summer tour back on. Why don't we start with Perch?
So this weekend, Friday, heading out to St. Louis for WrestleMax. Be my first time out to WrestleMax, but it's funny to think about St. Louis because that was one of the last. It was the last big trip we took before the world changed.
Yep. Things were looking things were looking so up that weekend.
Oh, they were. Hey, and all things said, life has only gotten better since.
Yeah.
You know,
We're
we've
wrong.
we've endured some tough stops along the way, but sure ate our lumps. But it's what makes us tougher.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be fun to head back out there this weekend. So really looking forward to it on Friday. Saturday is a day WWE is in town in Milwaukee. So I've got nothing planned. So maybe take someone to that or go to that with someone and see where it goes. And then Sunday, Mondo Lucha is going to be a blast. There's also a Zello show going on at Turner Hall. But Mondo Lucha is where you can find me and you as well.
Yes. I too on Sunday will be at Mondo Lucha. Don't know what I'm doing, but real excited for Taco Fest to be back. That first time we went was awesome. And I will be much happier to be there earlier so I can eat some of these tacos before people run out like last time. But it's a good feeling. It'll be the first Mondo show back for me. Yeah, there is the Zella show down at Turner Hall, so If you can't make it to the Milwaukee, what is that, like fairgrounds, I think that's called?
Summerfest grounds.
Summerfest grounds. If you
We're
can't,
back at the Summerfest grounds. Can you believe it? I
Yeah.
can't believe it.
yeah.
I'm so
Oh,
excited.
actually, I mean, if you can't make it because tickets, I don't know if tickets sold out, but I know they sold out last time, and I know they were getting close to selling out. So if you can't make it to the Summerfest grounds for Taco Fest, go check out the homies over at Turner Hall, Zello. And then Friday and Saturday, Zach, why don't you tell them what we're doing?
You tell them about your Friday because I'm not there.
Oh, okay. Friday, I will be in Door County. It'll be good to be back. Even last year when we started doing the summer tour, we that was when we missed out. That is one that has some strong memories from our first year wrestling and training. So I'll be very excited to be back. And I guess Saturday, Zach's coming with me, but why don't you tell him what you're doing this weekend, Zach?
Yes, sir. Friday, I am not wrestling. Friday, I will be doing a family thing. My grandfather is, I think he turns 82, 83. I should probably know this, but I don't. But nice little grandfather birthday. Saturday, I will be driving back from Indiana all the way up to Door County because Door County, we have not one, not two, not three,
Oh shit,
but
dude.
4 shows Saturday for Door County. So your mama's favorites get the cake. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five. Probably 8 people's faces off if we have.
Oh god, I did not realize there were that many shows on Saturday.
If it makes you feel better, Friday's only 3 shows. So
Oh god.
anyway, Saturday, Door County. Sunday, I will be the only guy on this besides Gunner on this podcast who isn't on Mondo. Me and will still be up at Door County. Bruce City, I believe they have 2 shows running on Sunday. So we'll have 2 so Saturday is this weekend is a Bruce City Door County fair. Never been. I literally started training maybe a month after the Summer Sizzler tour ended for Doc and Perch and all them on their first one. And last year, of course, was not a good year.
Yeah,
So
it wasn't really one. And this one is better than last year, but I don't think it's the same as the first year.
yeah, so Door County will be this weekend.
Yep. All right. So, plenty of places to check your favorite Take It Home podcast wrestlers and senior official.
And if you like Gunner Wicks will be at Door County all 3 days.
Yeah, if you like that guy.
Exciting.
I don't know why you would. All right. So, Zach, do you have a question to finish this podcast off?
I actually have like 2 that I'm debating on, so I'll just ask both. Question number 1. This is like the serious one, then we'll get to the fun one. If the rumors are true and Daniel Bryan and CM Punk are at AEW, who do you want to see them like intertwine with first?
If they are, so my relationship with Punk is basically I missed when he was the hottest. It's kind of with Brian, but I got at least Brian came back. So for me, it's probably a bit easier with Daniel Bryan. I know it won't. The match I want to see won't be on Dynamite, but I'd love to see him in Angelico. Love to see Daniel Bryan in Angelico. I could definitely see that being like a warm-up match that they give him that I will be disappointed didn't get enough time.
Yeah.
Punk, I don't know, because the Punk I saw was before the Summer of Punk. So I always, for me, think of that Punk.
We'll just go off of what you think of that Punk. Then.
So when I think of that Punk, I think somebody I'd like to see him match up with would actually probably be Max Caster.
Max Caster?
Yeah.
Just them back and forth on the mic.
Yeah. Then back on the fourth mic. I think at that time, like I'm sure Punk style had evolved since when I had seen him, but I think they could have some fun in the ring as well.
I like that. Perch, you want me to go or do you want to go?
Yeah, as far as it goes with any of those matchups, I don't know. When it comes to a special guest surprise or someone coming to a company, I'm a firm believer in I love the surprise. So I don't check out, rumors, or I'm not one to get stuff spoiled by social media. I don't look into it at all. I'd rather not know. So for the sake of it, if there is a surprise, I just hope it becomes a surprise. Um, 'Cause especially for a couple guys like that, I mean, holy smokes, if there weren't, you know, concrete facts about it happening, sure you get, speculation. However, I like to stay in the dark. So me as an individual, seeing Nick Gage come on the TV the other day, knowing nothing about it, I'm sure there were a lot of people who wanted to know that. Oh, I wish I knew. I wanted to know. Me personally, nothing hits better like a surprise in pro wrestling. So I don't know who I would want to see a match up with. I would just hope that if either one of them comes, it would be a big ass surprise.
All right. Well, for me, I would like to see Daniel Bryan. Of course, he'll build up to it, but Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega would be a fun dream match. Like they both can go. I think it would be very fun. I don't want to see this yet, but I would like to see it down the line because I don't want either one of them to lose at the moment. But eventually, I like to see CM Punk have a storyline with Malachi Black. But they both have a nice, good mixed martial arts background. I think it'd be fun. They're both very good at promos. I wouldn't want to see that right off the bat, though. So right off the bat, I'd like to see maybe Punk be the 5th chapter for MJF because he has a historic. He has a very big history, a big past with Chris Jericho. So I think that'd be a good way to have him come out first.
Okay.
But we'll do the fun question now. Family Feud just had an episode with David Arquette, Jungle Boy, Dalton Castle,
RJ City.
and Peter Avalon.
Yep, pretty Pete.
If you were on Family Feud, what would your family of wrestlers be? You plus 4.
I like the other one. It was shorter.
I can go. I don't know why, but off the back, I'm going with Tajiri. I think he would just be fun to have on the team. I would have Cesaro because he's actually smart and would probably be pretty good. I would also go with Tyler Breeze because he's very good at games. Left, right, left, right. After that, I need one more. I'm gonna go good old JR.
Good old JR.
Good old JR. Be the tenured father of the group.
I like it. I'm gonna go a different route. I'm gonna go with guys I always get compared to, so we look like a family. So I'll take Hangman Page because I get called Hangman all the time. And he probably have beer. Who else do I get compared to?
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Helmsworth, but he's not a wrestler.
Yeah.
Well, that's about it. So just me and
Page. I'm fine with that.
I'll also take Taz. Taz seems to be very smart, and if like you mess with him, probably get a Taz submission.
He just chokes out Steve Harvey on set.
Exactly. I'm going to Dolph Ziggler. Seems like a fun guy to have on your group. And last but not least, I'm gonna go with my tag partner, Doc Simmons, because of course I'd want to not forget about my tag partner.
Oh, okay. All right. And Perch, do you have an answer?
Yeah, we would go with Charles Robinson, Jimmy Corderas, Tommy Young. Myself would be in there. I'd be in the middle somewhere, not on the end as a team captain. And then we would take Earl Hebner in there as well, just to be the character. He would sell the ratings for the commercials to the Family Feud. It would be a good crew of refs.
Still selling T-shirts in the parking lot.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
Perfect. All right. And if nobody has anything else, I think we can just take it home. Like I said, I don't think this. I imagine next week's episode will be the complete opposite of this, given the history of the summer tour and given the history of Mondo Lucha. So on that note, I think we can go ahead and just take it home. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. 1.